Hello YouTube, welcome to continuation of PHP story. So some people will say, well, what's the point here? I mean, this is pure HTML, where is the PHP here? And you know what? They are right. So here's the thing, let's delete it and let's see how to start PHP script. So remember, when you're learning HTML, you will type HTML and then inside you will have head section and body section, and then you need to close it with /HTML. Well, the same thing with PHP. And here is the thing. You need to use left arrow and then question mark, don't forget that, and then PHP. Now space and then question mark and the right arrow. Now everything inside will be useful PHP content, okay? So the same analogy when you are opening HTML page, but we need to open it with left arrow, question mark, PHP, and we need to close it with this way. Okay, so here's the thing. How I know that this page actually works, that PHP is like 100% correct? Well, remember last page, PHP Info.php that we deleted? So that was done by developers of EasyDev. So let's do that on our own using PHP Info Function. So you need to type PHP Info, and every time when you're using something that is written by other people, that is a function, and function is like dedicated worker with specific job in mind, okay? Like you have a company and some people will do accounting stuff, some people will ship products, some people will, transport stuff. So the functions are like workers inside of your code. They will do specific job done. And here's the interesting thing. Every time when you're using functions, either in PHP or in other programming languages, you need to use brackets. Why? Because brackets are a place where you will put things that function need to do. So there are two types of function. The simplest one, where you don't need to say anything in here, so the function will get specific job done, but there are functions where you need to type a couple of things here, delimited with commas, and then those functions will do some operations on the things that you are passing to function. So the term is like arguments and parameters, or you can even use elements as a term here. Now this function doesn't need anything to be passed to it, okay? So empty brackets are pretty much enough. Yet another thing, when you use functions or longer statements of PHP code, you need to close it. How? By using a semicolon at the end. Okay, so let's save this and let's run our page to see what's up. And there you go, we have our result. But what's the point? Well, the point is that we are using our own index.php page and not from last tutorial when we are using index.phpinfo.php. Okay, so it is our own script. Which one? This one, okay, which is the home page of our website. So here's the thing. What is the difference with HTML and PHP source code or rendered page? Well, the difference is when you have HTML page, when you go to right click and then to view page source, you will see everything, every piece of HTML. But with the PHP is different. You will see only results. Why is that important? And how is that? Well, because remember, the PHP is done on a server. So what you see here is just a result of operation on server. Now imagine that you can get actually into PHP script like you can get into HTML using right click and view page source. Imagine that security mess when you can see passwords, security credentials, information about how to log into accounts and databases. So that will never happen because PHP is already done on a server. So you must think about that. So please do not save your credentials and serious PHP scripts as HTML files. Pay attention what you are doing. That is very, very important. So where I was, let me see. Yeah, so how I know How I know that I can use this PHP Info function that I will get that result? Because of documentation, you know. So for every function, you will get official documentation on PHP website. See? So first you will have in one liner, you will have an explanation what that function does, outputs information about PHP configuration, and then down there you will have examples and more and more about that specific function. In our case, that's just PHP info, very simple stuff. So don't worry, you don't need to know this on top of your mind, because you have those things in documentation. And honestly, I don't know any programmer who absolutely know every function in some programming languages. You know, it's insanity. There is no way that you're gonna remember everything. Right, so where I was? Yeah, comments. So how to print something on a screen and how to put it out of service, but still you will have it on your page. So let me explain. Let's say that you want to print some string. So you will say echo, and inside of quotes, single quotes, double quotes, you will type that string. So MS with the best, die like the rest. And that was from Hacker movie from 1995, I think. Now, this is a command, okay? This is not a function. This is a specialized command, and job of that command is just to grab things inside of quotes and fire it up to the screen, okay? So you need to close it with semicolons, okay? So let's save and let's refresh our page, and then we'll get our result. But the font is small, it's kind of ugly, so let's actually turn this into H1. H1 here and H1 down there. But remember, put HTML codes and your own strings inside the quotes. Do not put it outside. And what are the strings basically? Well, bunch of codes, bunch of characters, special characters and numbers, but they must be inside of quotes to be correctly represented on screen. So that is a very simple thing to understand. Now let's see the result first. Okay, it works. So as I said, you will see result, but you will not see actual code. The code is hidden, the PHP code is hidden. So comments, what are they? Well, let's say you have 3 of these lines, one in the middle and one in the end. So let's actually change that to something meaningful, like a second line and third line. Let me just type that, sorry. Yeah, third line. Now all of these lines will be printed. Okay, and refresh. And there you go. So here's the question. If you wanna pull out of service some part of your PHP code, for some reason, it's totally not important. How to do that? Well, you're gonna do that using comments. And comments means how to create it. Just use // here and see instant color change. And right now, this line will be not operational. So let me prove that. Let's go to our page and let's refresh, and there you go, we have just third line and the first line. And can we do that on this line? Well, sure, you're not limited with number of comments. And now we will have only one line activated. See? So these are like one-liners, but is there a way to use multiple comments? Can we just, type here // and then down there // and everything here will be not operational? Well, no, you must use multi-line comments for that. So how to create them? Well, you will say / and then star, okay, and then down there you need to close it. So star and then /, okay, like reverse operation. And now let's refresh our code, and there you go, only one line will be activated. Okay, now some people will say that you need to put number of comments to minimum, and I agree. Okay, do create your pages like totally the simplest as they can be, and use the smallest amount of comments. And when you're describing your piece of code, be direct and be minimalistic. Okay, so yes, originally the comments are like for description of web page, like this is stupid simple page, but you can use it to eliminate part of the source code. So can you use it again if you remove your comments? Well, yeah, and now the thing will totally work. Okay, there you go. Anyway, look, this is enough for one tutorial, but from now on I will split screen here because I don't want to go between an editor and the browser 100 times in one tutorial. So because I'm using Atom, I have this option to remove this sidebar to the left side. Okay, so let's do that, and from now on we will just use this kind of split screen. So if I press Ctrl and minus, I will lower down the font size. So maybe that's too low, so let me just correct that. Ctrl plus. Yeah, so that's cool. Anyway, thank you for watching, thank you for support and subscription. I'm gonna render and shut up, and see you next tutorial.